It's time to light them up. This video is sponsored by Underground Hobby Shop. Please click the link in the description below. Once you click in the link, it will direct you to a Lazada, which is actually an online e-merchant where you can buy GW plastic and paints and even other board games. So if you'd like to support this channel, feel free to check them out. Hi guys, welcome back to Wip Hobbies. My name is Edwin. So this time is a bit special. We're gonna do technically another special project mixed with mechanics and LEDs. So previously, I believe you guys can see that I actually paint up the Fortress of Redemption. So since our first experiment on the Dragon Breath with LED stripe is totally successful, so why not we do the terrain? So this time I actually try to learn how to fix it and also try a new technique and also using a new LED and also other new tools. We know Fortress of Redemption originally he actually had 4 spotlights on the top, but when I got this second hand, actually the spotlight was really missing. But if it's missing, it's okay. Why not we put an actual spotlight? So in the end result, actually it looked really cool. I totally like it. So please stay to the end of the video. I'll show you a close-up and also the overview if this is on the table with just spotlight. And surprisingly, actually we doesn't even need any lights because the spotlight is bright enough for even gaming and it gives us a realistic feel of the battlefield. So not only, as you can see now, we not just have spotlight, we also have those LEDs. You can see those red blinking. Because we know in the terrain, there's actually got a few light pods. So I drill a hole through and also I drill into the interior so that I can hide those wire and then etc. But of course the spotlight itself, I still can't really use battery because the watt is a bit high. If I'm not mistaken, almost each spotlight watt is almost like 4 to 6 watt. So if we use battery, probably won't last. So I still can't fix the issue yet, so I still need to have the cable. But in future, if I have a better solution, I think we can maybe replace it with a better or even stronger battery, because since the entire fortress is quite huge, we actually can hide the battery within it. So overall, I actually quite like this project. To be frank, starting is a bit challenging because it's totally a new skill to learn. If all beginners who want to try LED, here you can look through my video. Please look to the end of the video. I also will show you how in the process and also what mistake you should avoid. So one of the things that I believe that if you guys are totally new, try not to use those building or those soldering tools. Instead, we actually can try use this connector. It's a simple plastic connector. We just need to put all the wire in one end and another end just connect with your battery or with your chips or any other mechanics you like to test on. Because in beginning when we do, of course, there's a lot of errors, test and error and etc. With using this, actually we have the flexibility that maybe I doesn't want to use this, I want to try another way. Oh, the wire is not suitable. Oh, because especially when things doesn't light up, you doesn't know where's the problem. So you always need to change the position. You need to swap the wire. Is it the wire connect to the right line, etc. So this is actually a very good tools, and the best tip is actually please invest in this connector. It really helps you a lot, especially you want to try LED projects. So we look at the entire surrounding. I actually quite like it. Everything is look really cool. You have those warm light feels, really like those nighttime spotlight. It gives you a very majestic feeling, and also if imagine you put your miniatures on, it's technically an automatic display. It really cool and also eye-opening. So that's why I'm really happy with this. I'll show you guys interior inside how the wiring I do and also how I organize and I try to hide as many wires as possible, and also I will let you see what kind of LED I use and what kind of spot I use. So now let's check out the work in progress. So now we try to put the LED light. So for each LED light, we're gonna slot into the hole. Then it will come out from the bottom. So then we can connect each to the wire and then it can light up. So now it's a small operation time. So LED lights is all from here. So this is the small battery because this small LED doesn't need use much. But for the 4 spotlight, I technically attach for another 4 more. This will be need plug. So this in future, when we want to lights up, we can reconnect and make sure there's enough watt to support all 4 spotlight. So now this is just for our normal LED. And it should be working quite well. So now we will stick to this. Okay. So now we will next up, we will do the another 2 side, which will put the red LED also. Hi guys, so the entire LED principle is quite simple. So first you just need a battery, then this is just a connector, and this is all the LED. Okay, so this is how it goes. So for this, each LED we're gonna chunk into this small little hole. How we go through is actually behind have drilled a hole from the inner part, so we just gonna slot in through. So to keep those LED and others all in place is quite simple. We just put some blue tack, and this also we need to put back in nicely. So okay, so now actually the spotlight can be on and off. So once off is something like this, but of course the red light now will be more obvious. And if switch back on, it's a very cool display place. It's really like where you see on those maybe Warhammer world or things you expect to see in museums. So the warm light actually is really cool. I'm quite happy with it. It's a very yellowish warm light. So the reason why I don't choose white light, because I believe in the battlefield and spotlight, actually if you realize spotlight mostly is more to the warm light, so it brings the atmosphere actually more nicer, because white light will be bluish, will be very, I had to say it's more artificial. So especially for miniatures or display, you feel it's not really realistic. But instead the warm light, it brings you another feel that you can bring into the atmosphere. It really feel like a battlefield and it look really realistic for me. So this is it, and you can see everything here is not really connected. You can see this is all separable. Inside I hide with those battery and LEDs. The side here all is still blinking. Let me off the spotlight so you can see clearer. So you can see all the light is blinking, everything. So this have almost 4. I do it the wire separately, parts by parts, so it's easier to manage and you don't have to deal with those wiring too messy, everything. So you want to know, especially if your LED spoil, you can easy to manage, easy to check out the situation, or in the same time that you doesn't want to on this section, you can just close. So in this also same, I also put together his own battery and his own wire. Later I'll show in close up. So here you can see also same, is a beautiful blinking light, gives a small signal. It's not too strong because in normal battlefield, of course, it's not that overshine. But of course, the middle spotlight will be do. This below, I hide a lot of wire. Later, I'll show you guys how messy it. I try to make it as tidy as possible, but at the moment, this is it. So now let's switch back on, and this is the whole project. So now let's go to the close-up and let's see the structure how I did. Okay, so now this is the close-up, and I will explain section by section how I add LEDs onto this terrain project. So we will start off from the fortress or the stronghold at the left hand side. So this stronghold, let me adjust the camera. On the left hand side stronghold, we can see this is detachable, as previously I told you. This I really tempted to put LED also, but you can see in the bottom is actually solid plastic. So if I want to add LED, I need to dig a really huge hole, and because when I got this parts, it's already glued on, it's totally can't separate. So I'm a bit afraid that if I cut open this, I drill out the hole, I put LEDs here to show those overheat effect, like those red bright orange. But if I broke this part, I really have no replacement, so I really do not dare to start any LED or any cool stuff here yet until I possibly get extra bits, or maybe I venture into 3D printing. But before that, I think I will just let this as it is. I will just do those lighting parts. So in the close-up, you can see I just drew through the holes of all those steel bar. So I put the LED right behind, so you can see a really cool effect. It's really like those warning signal, everything. It really cool, and it's as shiny as how I imagine it. Same to here also. So technically every light pot, I just drew the hole through, I make it hollow inside. Then you just have to just snuff in one LED. It's actually hidden in behind. Here is slightly messy, but it's actually, for me, it's quite neat. And this is the magic tool that I say. This is actually the connector. So this is actually the connector. So for your wiring, you just go through to your connector. Then this will link to the battery. So if you want to switch off, it's just quite simple. You just need to off this, then the LED light will stop. And then, but so far we still need to do manually. Yeah, but if when you switch back on, then we have a very cool blinking effect. And here we just use sticky notes, because I don't really recommend use hot glue, because when you do this kind of electrical stuff, there are always things goes wrong. I mean, that's a norm. Sometimes you just don't understand why it doesn't light it up, so you have to check the wire, you switch around, you double check is it battery, is it connector, or even the LED issue. So using sticky note is one thing, is an advantage is you can always change the parts. You can always check back. This is my cheat code that I don't really like to glue on anything. Always use sticky note. As long it sticks and it performs. Look really cool, and I'm happy with it. For the stronghold, walkway is just normal. I don't have any things on LED yet. I'm quite tempted to put here another lightings, but I doesn't want red color. Maybe I'll put in bluish, greenish, or maybe a warm light. But for now, I think I just leave it be, and I maybe open option for upgrades in future. Stronghold is also the same thing. You can see here. So here also same. I just drew through the hole, and then you just make interior your hollow. Then you just stuff in an LED. It will light up really cool. It's a very nice effect for your terrain, and also as a display piece. It's like those really signal light that showing now this is emergency, it's calling all the troops back. Interior also same. This is where I hide all the wire using sticky notes. All the LEDs will connect to the connector. Then the connector technically will connect to the battery. This is a very simple setup. Still quite messy, but I think it's good enough as long as it does its job. So this is for the cool stronghold for the second one. Now we come to the most tough part, which is actually the tower. So now the tower, there's lots of wire, everything. You can see now this still connecting it. Because once I switch off, in future I actually got think to use sector mechanicals. Maybe a plug hole, I will leave it around the walls. And this thing I can just shove it in and can always connect back for lights. But this is only for spotlight, because spotlight is higher watt. If you use battery, probably will not last very long, maybe last just 10 to 15 minutes. So just why it's better to direct connect, especially it's a high wattage spotlight. Small LEDs is actually just doesn't really take much watt. Can leave it on for hours and maybe even days. But it just depends how good quality battery you're willing to invest in. Let's see interior of this. So interior of this, we can separate. So now here we can open up. So if I disconnect, so this is for the spotlight port. So we have 4 spotlight, each all connect here, then this to the main plug. Interior here is super messy, quite narrow, and I didn't really bother to keep it neat. The switch for the blinking lights is here, so here we can just switch off and we can switch it back on. So this is have the distress signal, or technically those tower signal. And everything here using connector to connect to another multi connection. I don't know, I'm not really actually sure what's name is this, but later I'll show you guys on the side here what this is, and you guys also can purchase yourself and you can try it out. So this is only for the huge spotlight. This thing is adjustable because a spotlight used during your display cabinet or anything. But this is actually one of the smallest and closest size I can find. I also have a very cool idea is I actually get maybe a dark angel. I get it laser cut. I can put here with like a bat signal, but instead it's a dark angel signal to call your lion. But because this spotlight actually really hot, I'm really glad that this is long enough so the heat doesn't affect on the plastic, because we know plastic actually quite bad to on heat. Actually, pewter is the same thing. Pewters might be worse also. But this is quite cool because everything is adjustable. So for in-game you can do. And the distress signal is worked really well. I'm really happy with the entire result of it. So this is the entire LED. This thing, of course, I'm also glad I did not glue on, because you know, if it's glued on, we get really messy, especially if we want to try wiring. That for now is good enough. We can always hide within inside. We can have all those cool games. And if you want to have the spotlight, you can just connect to the spotlight. So future I'll have to dig a hole for the plug, but for now we just do it the simple way. So then it will light up. And also I actually have bought this part. This is actually a remote control. So this is have the chips that you can receive your signal through wireless. So in future, you doesn't have to manually switch on or switch off. You can just click of a button. It's actually way better this way for gaming, and also for when you have a guest at home, you want to switch on all the display so that your battery will not die out so fast. So we highly recommend to do this also. The reason why I have not tried it yet, because only I bought one is like to test. So so far I think it's worked quite well. So I need to buy another 2 more, as this project have 3 sections of LEDs. So it's the best, maybe I need to buy 2 more, but of course I'll try to link it at the same controller so that I can control all 3 to switch on and switch off. So this is it. It's a really cool project. I'm really happy with it. Hope you guys as enjoy as me. That's all for today. So if you've got any other cool project or any other cool terrain conversion or add LEDs you'd like to see, please leave the comment below. Actually, I'll read every single of your comment and I will check out. In the same time, also the viewership and also the response, like comment, likes, and please share, which actually really motivate me to create more cool projects, something like this. So I really hope that you guys can give your support and share around. In the same time, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell button so you will not miss out any cool content in future project. So that's all. See ya.